I'm Dr. Erin Elliott.
And I'm Jason Tierney.
I'm a dentist.
And I'm a dilettante. And we're going to talk about sleep matters because
sleep matters.
Dr. Erin Elliott.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you? I'm almost done with this patient.
Yeah, well, sometimes work calls, work beckons.
I know. I'm sorry. It's because when I screw up, I feel really responsible.
As you should. You screwed up and you're accountable and you're going to fix it. In the meanwhile, I'm thrilled to announce today's guest, someone who I hold very near and dear to the heart, Lesia Crawford. Lesia, how are you?
I'm great. How are you today, Jason?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking.
You're welcome. Coming to you from the same town.
Coming to us from the same
house.
address.
Yeah. Yep. I'm in the house.
Lesia is in the house, in the MFing house. So, Lesia, thanks for joining Erin and I today to discuss sleep matters on Sleep Matters because sleep matters.
Sleep matters.
Yeah. See what we did there?
I know.
I shared that name with a non-dental friend, and he was like, "Oh, is that like a double entendre?" And I was like, "Jason's going to be so happy."
Yeah.
That you caught that.
7 billion people on the planet, and one of them got it. Kindred spirit. So, Lesia, you've been in dental sleep medicine for a long time, 15 years or so, maybe more.
Yeah, a little over 15 years. Yeah.
So we're going to talk about a lot of things today. But why don't you share a little bit with us about your dental sleep journey, sort of who you are and how you got here to talk with us today?
All right. Well, I'm kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
No, I've been in dentistry for about 30 years, and sleep just kind of fell into our lap. And the challenge we had kind of implementing into our dental office was billing, and nothing really existed. So my boss at the time, the dentist, she said, "We need to start a billing company." And I was like, "Okay." I was her yes woman. So whatever she said, I said, "Let's do it." So we did. So that's kind of how I jumped both feet into sleep. Was I started a company called Go Billing, and we did medical billing for dentists treating sleep apnea only. So talk about a niche market.
Especially back then, yeah.
Yeah, back then. I mean, we were the first ones official. So that was exciting, but hard work. I call it. I did 12 years in medical billing, hard time.
Yeah.
Then we moved it to a sleep only practice to get me out from underneath that prison sentence called medical billing. And now that same boss who turned into business partner, we've done it again. And now we have go to sleep centers in Arizona. And we have 3, and we'll be opening our 4th this year. And we treat sleep only.
And you're not a dentist, but you are a partner in the practice.
Yes. So I'm lucky, one of 5 states in this beautiful country of ours that allow non-physician or dentist to own practices. So yes, I get to be partners with Dr. Stacy Lehman. And we've actually expanded into full sleep. So we're dental sleep treatment, and then we're also diagnosing now, which is exciting. Yeah.
The 2 of you together have always been just so fun, but obviously the passion for sleep is there as well. But I'm always just in awe of how long you've been in partnership together and still get along as beautifully as you do. That's a testament to you guys as people as well.
Thank you. I mean, Stacy is like best friend. She is a ride or die, and we've had our ups and downs, absolutely, as in any good relationship that's worth putting the effort in. So we're very open and honest with each other, and we've been best friends and business partners, and or working together for 20 years.
Yeah, it's just so rare. I'm kind of reflective on those types of relationships in my life because my partner, Dr. Kenlin, in the dental practice, is now my employee, and Dr. Kelly Harness is my full partner now. So there's a shift in dynamics for sure. But my partner, Dr. Lynn, and I never once fought. And it was like for 22 years, he wasn't my best friend though. So if we had to spend all our time together, it might have been different, but it's just a special relationship. That's all.
It is. It's funny. We just had we're in EOS. That's kind of our management system. And, those meetings get really, into the nitty gritty. You really get vulnerable in those meetings. And one of the exercises we did was like, what do I want you to stop doing? What do I want you to start doing? And Stacy, looked me in the eye and like held my hand, and she's like, you used to be my yes woman. Like if I said, this is what I want to do, you're like, okay, done. And it's true. That's how it was when I was her employee and she was my employer. And now that we're partners, I want to do that. And I'm like, no. I don't think that's
what Kelly is to me. Because you didn't have the risk before, right?
Right. Like if you could make payroll, it really wasn't that big of like, I always felt like I owned her practice. But, when it comes down to, okay, like I got to sign my life on this line. So
that's funny.
So, Lesia, I know over the years, I mean, you have. So while you are part owner of the practice, you also are the patient coordinator, the lead patient coordinator in the practice. So you are managing these consultations and you have a skyrocket, crazy high conversion rate. And one of the reasons for that is it's you. It's who you are. It's the energy you bring. It's the way you relate to the patients and communicate with them. But more recently, you have had some of your own health considerations that have taken you from being on, the care coordinator side to being the patient. So I was hoping that you could kind of take us through that journey and take us on that journey a little bit, and let's dig a little deeper into that experience and how it has affected how you run your practice.
Yeah. So that was fun. I got diagnosed with breast cancer a couple months ago. And as kind of being on the provider side for, 30 years, kind of presenting treatment, connecting with patients, I am so good at what I do because I care about the person sitting in front of me. And I care to explain everything and really help them feel confident, comfortable, and give them hope, right? And when I got diagnosed with cancer, I literally was refreshing a screen in a portal, and I found out through a portal malignancy, right? And the worst part of that journey was being alone and not having guidance to kind of bring you through the story. Starting out was getting diagnosed, right? So the first part is, okay, there's something weird here. And you, Jason, sent me a text out of the blue and said, are you up on your mammograms? And I'm like, No. I had every intention on completely ignoring this lump that I found. That I didn't you. I didn't tell Stacy, my best friend, who we've been talking about. I just thought, I'm not going to get cancer, so I'm sure this lump is nothing. And you sent me that text message kind of out of the blue, and I needed to start a journey of being a patient and just navigating getting in for the testing was difficult. And getting the mammogram, you, Jason, said, I'm going to go with you. And I'm like, nah, I'm fine. And Stacy said, well, Jason's going with you, right? And I said, no, well, I'll go with you. Nah, I'm fine. And when I scheduled it, nothing was mentioned. And when you are in, a hospital gown essentially, and you're getting these tests and they put you in a special room saying they're going to get the doctor to look at them right away. Then you kind of get ushered into this dark room where I'm looking at a phone. Literally, it's me in a dark room with a phone. And I hear this doctor on the other line saying, okay, it looks like we need further testing. We're seeing this, which could be cancerous, that, which could be cancerous, blah, 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 blah. And you're going to need to have a biopsy done. And I'm going, how come nobody's with me? How come I'm alone?
Yeah.
This is nuts. So I had to drive home on the freeway by myself going, how did I get here? So my first lesson, and I'll reiterate this at the end too, is, if it's something serious that somebody, some news that somebody might get, tell them to bring somebody with them. So that was number one.
So news like you might have obstructive sleep apnea.
You might have sleep apnea.
Yeah. Which has an increased risk of heart attack, stroke, all these things that you don't want.
You could die in your sleep,
Bring your person with you.
Bring your person with you. And, if you're doing a good job as a provider, you're going to be giving a lot of information and a lot of guidance. And when you're alone and you're hit with some news that you weren't expecting.
You're like, I don't even remember what they said.
Yeah.
After that.
I don't even know. So that was a big lesson that, frankly, I knew when patients came in the office and they brought somebody with them. Every time they brought somebody with them, I'm glad I came with you. Oh, thank God you're here. And it was always a good thing. But I didn't have the foresight to say, we need to implement this. Like, we need to tell the patient, hey, bring somebody with you. So that was one. Again, kind of waiting, to get those results. So you kind of go in for the second round, which is getting a biopsy done. This time I'm smarter. This time, Jason, I'm not doing any of this without you, right? So you're coming. And the experience with that was this waiting room that was just awful. I mean, you can attest, you were there, Jay. Like, they had a water dispensary that was leaking with like a sobby towel, like permanently on the floor, I suppose. You're checking in and the gal's going, oh, sir, you're in the wrong place. And Uber Eats is walking up and you're going, okay, I'm trusting these people with my health here. And thank gosh, Jason was with me or else I might have just run away at that point. But
did they get you in right away, or was that they give you this bad news and then make you wait, or did you get in?
Getting in just for the initial testing was more difficult. And if I hadn't felt a lump and had some divine intervention with Jason just out of the blue saying, are you up on your mammograms? I might have not even gone through with it. Truly. So difficult to get into that round. Getting in for that part wasn't as difficult, but it wasn't as quick. I mean, Stacy certainly wasn't happy. She's like, when is it? Is it tomorrow? I'm like, no, it's in 2 weeks. But when I did get back for the actual procedure, luckily it was like a night and day scenario. Like the people that were working with me were very kind, and the doctor was kind. The equipment looked, new and not broken. So that, that was reassuring. So that was good. So I guess my takeaway from that is, make sure your front office area reflects your back office, so
Yeah, I
that's,
mean, appearances matter, right? I mean, if as a patient, you go into your appointment and when you notice an overflowing water dispenser and a towel sopping up water permanently on the floor, and Uber Eats coming in to bring food for the team members, and an employee shouting over other employees that the patient is in the wrong office, you're there for you're there. You have a lot of trepidation, a lot of uncertainty. You're afraid. You don't know. And then to be in this environment, it doesn't encourage confidence.
Yeah. Or competent.
Or competence
Right.
in this situation. So what's happening there is, as the patient, you're already sort of putting up barriers and walls before you've even gotten to meet with the provider, before they've discussed anything with you. You're already not feeling good about being there. So in your own practice, you've made some updates and sort of how you manage the waiting room, how you manage intake, right?
Right. I mean, in real time with this situation happening, we were expanding one of our offices, and I was tasked with furnishing, the front office and decorating the office. And it was so important to me that we didn't cheap out. And, even though we got some good deals, even though, I got lucky in some sense where it didn't cost us an arm and a leg, when you walk into that new office, it's so comfortable and it's so inviting and it's so important, right? Because they might be saying, no, I don't even want anything to do with these people before they get back to see, the real deal. So, yeah, so that was really eye-opening.
And then what about so you met with more than one doctor? You got a second opinion, a third opinion, whatever. There was the one that I went to where. So here, I'm going to just give a little spoiler alert. So got a suggestion from one of your colleagues, one of your employees, that they connected you with an oncologist or with a surgeon, and you went there. Were just awestruck by how attentive she was, how compassionate she was, how knowledgeable, just everything about her exuded warmth and competency. Then went for another opinion.
Why are you stealing my thunder, Jason?
Because we have limited time.
Okay.
So then we went to another one.
Yes, it is a stark contrast.
She said, here, go ahead.
So, yes, absolutely. I was looking for hope. I was looking for somebody to treat me the way I would treat them. And I found it with, thank gosh, one of my employees sent me over to Dr. Lou. I had already had this second opinion that Jason was about to talk about on the books. They just couldn't get me in. And, walking into the good place, again, it was nicely lit. She was so sweet. She was so fun. And we went into the second opinion, and it couldn't have been, the complete opposite. The provider herself, when she's talking to me, it was like she was in a play and she was a really bad actress. Okay. She's like, this is where I say, we're sorry you have cancer. And we pat your knee and we, it was so off-putting, where the other doctor was just, we were laughing. We were, like, I'm in this and we're going to fix it. And it's not the end of the world. One of the first things she said to me, the good doctor, was like, well, this isn't going to kill you. You're not going to die. And that just like lightened the whole room up.
Yeah, because prior to that, and that that period of purgatory when we were waiting for the first appointment, and it's like, oh my gosh, are you going to be dead next week? Or like what's going to happen? Oh my gosh, we've got to get all of our affairs in order. And then to go in there, and the first thing she said, as you mentioned, was, well, the good news is you're not going to die from this. Like, as far as cancers go, I mean, I think she said something like, as cancers go, this one is a piddly bitch or something like that. Right?
Basic bitch.
And then
Yes.
you got basic bitch cancer. Then
that is awesome. I'm happy to have basic bitch cancer.
Yeah. Then we went to this next provider, and it was as if though, and I think there's a lot that I think this is important. They said all of the right things. It was as if though they had just taken a barrage of communication classes, patient provider communication classes. So it's like, this is where you now lean in and you nod affirmatively 6 times and you say, yes, yes, yes. This is where you touch their knee. But it was while they said and did the right things, it was done without any sense of actual caring. It was as if though it was just this rote activity versus being actual compassion. So, Dr. Lou, I mean, I do. So the actual provider that you went with, I have no doubt that she sincerely cares.
Oh, yeah.
But I also think that there are things that she did where it was evident that she was following process that she's done 1,000 times, but it always felt like even though you knew she had done this 1,000 times, it always felt like she was truly doing it here for you.
Right. I mean,
the other doctor.
At one point, if she was kind of going through, well, if you do this option, or you do this option, this is what to expect. And at one point, when she's explaining everything to me, her eyes were closed. She was so good, she could do it with her eyes closed. And I'm picking a surgeon who could do her job with her eyes closed. Like, because she cared about me, we could laugh about things. But she knew what she was doing so well that she could do it with her eyes closed. And that made me feel more comfortable than somebody pretending like, this is really going to be.
Well, in a way, Jason, you're right. Like we do I don't want to say cookie cutter, but we provide oral appliances for patients. Mm-hmm. But the trick is getting them to feel like this is tailored to them.
Yes.
Is that kind of how you apply it to DSM? I think that's a great point.
Yeah.
That's when I go over the sleep study, that's the magic of it. Like, and so this is where we don't allow those airway closures to happen.
Yes.
And they feel like it's, their secret combination.
We're giving them a script, right? Because I say the same thing sometimes.
Yeah.
That, right? Your airways collapsing like this. Mm-hmm. And I don't have to kind of go off of my script, but seeing somebody in real life, when you're on the other end, when you're the patient and you're seeing your provider just kind of go through these steps just with so much ease, it didn't feel like, oh, this is scripted and she's not paying attention to me. It felt like, okay, she knows what she's talking about.
Yep.
And for me and for you, Erin, when you're talking to your patients, sometimes I say, to myself, like, I don't want to sound like I'm just rattling off a script, but that's okay. As long as you're tailoring it to.
This is the first time they've heard it.
Yeah. It's the first time.
You can't assume that they know.
Right. And
even though we've said it a million times.
Right. Yeah. So that was
I'm shaking here. I have to say that my favorite part, and I'm sorry you were in that purgatory, but when you said if you die, you're going to haunt Jason, that did make me literally LOL.
Oh, I will. Yeah, I know the lights would be flickering. His lunch would be gone. Like I know he'd look
door slamming, but there's no one home.
No, I had every full intention of him till he joins me for sure.
Well, it had a happy ending. You didn't croak, so no need to haunt me.
No, but just that humor. And when I'm in a consult, usually there's FOMO going on because we're laughing so, even though it's a serious thing, and we're talking about cancer and we're still laughing. So that, that just taught me that having your patient feel at ease with you is so,
Yeah. And then what about, another thing that you changed in your office was you changed something with cell phones as a result of this experience. Can you just talk about that a little bit?
Yes. So when we were in the bad actress office, Jay and I were waiting in the waiting room, and we already knew we were in the right place with the providers that we saw, but this was kind of a formality. And while we're waiting in this waiting room, it's dingy, it's old. There's this old man. He's got his walker and he's on his phone and he's screaming. And he's like, yeah, well, she's pretty miserable. She's in chemo now. But she did, sweep the sunroom. So that's good to see her up doing something. And he carried on this conversation, and Jay looked at me and said, can we just leave now? And it was so off-putting when you're in this place to have people chattering. So when I got back to work, I had everybody put a sign up in the waiting room that if you need to make a phone call, we respect your privacy. Please step out of the office to make any phone calls and keep your phones on silent and mute while in the office. And, avoid that. It shouldn't be allowed.
You'd think that would be common knowledge.
But it's not. I mean, I didn't have that sign up. And it's funny because Jay and I went to the hairdresser and he had the sign and Jay pointed it out. And I was like, duh, why didn't I think of this?
Yeah, you're in this confined space and you've got someone on their phone on speaker talking about whatever.
Yeah. I need that at the airport. That's fine.
Yeah. But if you're at a healthcare appointment and especially one where you're trying to find out whether or not you have cancer and what the prognosis is, the last thing you want to do is hear this guy arguing with his daughter that lives across the country for 30 minutes about chemo and how miserable it is, right? I mean, can you imagine being in your office, Erin, and some patient is on speakerphone going, well, this oral appliance thing, she had one set of her teeth and her jaw, and it didn't work, and it cost $5,000. I mean, and you're sitting there as a patient waiting to go in for the same thing. Again, you're building up walls. You're building up barriers to move forward with a treatment that you may very well need. But you're building up these walls before you even get to talk to anyone. So these are things from having a clean, inviting waiting room. And actually, I just want to touch on that for one more moment. Lesia, you said, you really outfitted it to the nines, but then you mentioned, not spending an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
This doesn't have to be where, you don't have to go to Restoration Hardware and spend $1 zillion to outfit your waiting room.
Went to Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah. And got stuff, new furniture new furniture that looked modern and was comfortable and inviting, right?
Aging furniture. Yeah. I got staging furniture and,
oh, beautiful.
It's so beautiful. Everybody who walks, wow, this place is gorgeous. And it's just calm,
Yeah. So create that environment and then, put up a sign. You respect your privacy, and we respect our patients. Please go out in the hallway to use the phone. Simple things like that, and then also, we talked with Suzanne Ty previously, and she was talking about the importance of scripting and role playing. And yes, you should be able to, as you said, Lesia, be able to do this with your eyes closed. But at the same time, you should make these people feel like it's tailored to them, because it is. And like you mentioned, Erin, going through that sleep test, or that sleep study, you've done it 1,000 times, but it's the first time you've done it with them. And you should be able to do it in a way that makes them comfortable, that speaks their language and instills confidence in your competency while also conveying a sense of warmth. Yes?
Yep.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
What else, Lesia? What other experiences did you have that impacted the way y'all do things in the office?
Another, kind of aha moment I had was going into surgery. You leave kind of the prep area, and you're warned that it's going to be bright, it's going to be cold. So they wheeled me into the surgery area, and
Let me pause you right there, real quick. So they warned you, they told you, they explained it to you. They set they set the expectations, right?
Mhm.
It's like, in a dental sleep practice, it's, here's how this process is going to work. You're going to have the sleep test. We're going to call you, you're going to come in and discuss the results, right? It's just setting that expectation of what it looks like. That gives people a sense of confidence in where they're going. There are no surprises, right? Or at
Right.
least you're mitigating the surprises. So I'm sorry, you were saying.
Yeah, no, I mean, exactly. So I was feeling like, okay, I'm ready to do this. And every time, there was a change in the atmosphere, I was prepared for it. And then they said, okay, we're going to, take you off of this hospital bed and put you on the operating table. And it's going to be cold and it's going to be hard. Okay. And they did that. And I was feeling really okay. Like I was ready. And then I just got petrified. I was petrified. And the nurse grabbed my hand and looked me in the eyes and she said, "It's going to be okay." And then I was out. I can't thank her enough. She took, 10 seconds to realize where my head had gone and pull me out of it. And any chance that we can get that opportunity with our patients, and I've done it in numerous times where I can tell a patient's really having a hard time with what I'm telling them. And I'll reach over and like grab their hand and say, like, "We got this, like, we're going to be okay." So to have that happen to me just was beautiful. And it was wonderful. And I appreciated it so much. And I never want to miss an opportunity to do that for somebody else, no matter what it is in life, but in our jobs, our job is to give them hope and give them solutions and walk them through it. And it's such a blessing. It's such a gift to be able to do that for other people. And, when you're on the other side of it, the fact that she cared really was.
Well, and that was your last memory too.
Yeah.
You probably don't even know her name, or she probably doesn't know what an impact you made for her, but that's awesome.
Yeah. It was awesome. So always, if that opportunity is there, don't be afraid to help somebody. If she had saw me like that and said, "Well, I it's not my place," or, "I feel uncomfortable,"
She's going to be out soon anyways.
yeah, like who knows? But she didn't. She saw and took the opportunity to really calm me and ease me, and it was just beautiful. She was an angel, truly.
Yeah. And everyone that's listening to this can be that to your patients if you allow yourself to be, if you choose to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't second guess yourself. Like if you feel the urge to say, I really need to grab this person by the hand, I mean, Erin, how many patients have you hugged after you've changed?
Yeah. I'm very kinesthetic. I sit right up next to them and I'm within but like reaching length
Yeah.
most of the time.
Good thing.
Yeah.
Good thing.
And so, Lesia,
Hmm.
you're not going to haunt me. You're healthy. You're cancer free.
Sure.
And what else?
He plays the bongos.
I play the actual drums. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Sticks and everything.
And she's dancing.
Yeah.
In her onesie.
For sure. I think, getting cancer was not on my bingo card. I had zero plans on being a cancer patient. It was out of left field for sure. But to be completely transparent, it was one of the most beautiful experiences I've ever had. And I don't want to wish cancer on anybody, but I kind of wish like a little cancer on everybody. Like if you could be blessed with something that's not going to kill you, but everybody reached out. Everybody that I've ever, had a relationship with sent me a text, sent me flowers, care packages. You get so many cancer socks. I have like a full drawer of fuzzy socks. Like that was a total win. Books and, just the love, the outpour of love that I got. I got 2 months off of work. I get to watch cancer TV. I got to get caught up on all this horrible TV that nobody should be watching. It truly was a beautiful experience. And
I think going through it with you, I think we live in a time and a climate where everyone's angry about everything all the time. And what you got to experience was what people really are, who people really are, and what life is really about, which is loving one another, caring for one another, and compassion.
Yeah.
And to be on the sidelines and see how many people showed up for you was a testament to who you are and a testament to who people really are. And it was a beautiful thing to see. And I'm honored to have been there and see you go through that and to see the way that you endured it. And, it's funny because so many people that know you from the dental sleep field, they know you're always showing up at meetings and you're dancing around and you're funny and you're effusive. And they would send me messages and ask like, oh, how is she? And it's like, she's like Lesia. It's like what you see with Lesia, it's not an act. It's like, for better and worse, she's always like this. She's on always. And that never waned. And, again, that's a testimonial to who you are. But it's really been cool as well to see you incorporate some of these learnings from this experience into the experience that you provide for your patients. So thank you. Thank you for sharing this with us. And, while you're going to live forever, this is the final countdown. Are you ready, Lesia?
Oh, what?
Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do.
This is fun.
All right. So we're going to play the final countdown, Lesia.
Okay.
We're going to ask you 4 questions.
Okay.
You've got a total of 20 seconds to answer. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right. Number 1, money's not an option. You can work any job you want. What would that be?
I'd still do what I do now.
Beautiful. Have you ever been fired from a job?
No.
What's the worst movie of all time?
Nosferatu.
What is that?
What?
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu.
Yeah.
And then finally, you're entering the ring for the battle royale. What's your theme song?
I wasn't ready for this one.
Yeah, you weren't ready for any of them. Go.
Music is so important. Kickstart my heart.
Live, Motley Crue.
Yeah.
How does it go?
I can play it on drums-ish.
All right. Well, Lesia, I'm so thankful for you. Erin, any last words?
I'm so thankful for Lesia too.
Yeah.
I love you guys
You're-
both so much.
Yeah, we've grown up in the DS world together, and
Yes.
really
always
have, yeah.
appreciate your everything you
And
do.
we're looking better every year. How is that?
That's right. How does it reverse aging?
You
Really
both are
is.
like aging in
Little
reverse.
Benjamin
Truly.
Buttons action going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks to both of you. Thanks for doing this, Lesia. And I'll be in the other room in just a sec.
Oh, good. I miss you.
Until next time, sleep matters. Good night.
Sleep matters.